Hi, today we have another variant Sudoku, so let's dive right in. Okay. 3x3 box borders divide the blue line into segments with the same sum. Well, the sum has to be at least 15, has to be at least 21, right? Because of this box. I don't know why they drew the line as a cyclic graph when you could have done it as a tree by simply breaking up one of these lines, but without changing the puzzle, right? If you put a cut between here and here, that's fine, doesn't matter. The blue lines add up to at least 21. And here they add up, adding up to 24 would cause problems, right? Because if it added to 24, these have to be 789, 789. This would be 789. And this could be at most 6543, which would be 18. So a better question is ask, what is the most these can add up to? I have 5 numbers in this column and 5 numbers in this column. That can be most. 35 plus 35 is 70. Divided by 3, 23.333. So the blue lines add up to at most 23.333, which being an integer is at most 23 and at least 21. Adjacent digits, oh okay, so that rule might force this to be cyclic. Adjacent digits in line have a difference at most 2. Now that doesn't pose any difficulty here, because if this is, 9, 8, 6, and this is 1 through 6, then these could even be 0 apart and still satisfy the sum rules, although that would violate Sudoku rules. Can we use the top row? I don't see it. Adjacent digits along the line have a difference of at most 2. So let's suppose, it had 9 somewhere in the middle of this line. Then you would have to climb down the odds in one way and down the evens another. I'll just demonstrate this. Then this would have to be 6, so this would have to be 5, so this would have to be 4, so it would have to be 3, and this could be 1 or 2. That sort of thing. And similarly, you could be climbing up from 1, or down from 8, or up from 2. Presumably you'd be climbing up from 1 because you want these to be high digits. This cycle here now becomes much more interesting in light of that rule. Cycle is composed of 6 distinct digits. Among the six digits there must be some maximum, which I'll just arbitrarily put here. And then I'll just label it as a 9. Obviously the maximum might be smaller than 9, it might be as low as 6. Then next to the maximum there must be the next 2 digits down. Now you can't go up from here, so you can only continue to go down. And so then 8 has to be next to 6, and then 7 must be next to 5, and then 4. So the 6 digits on the central ring consist of these 6 digits, possibly rotated, possibly reflected, and possibly shifted in value by down by 1, 2, or 3. So that is some symmetry group. But the point is, in all cases, they are 6 consecutive digits. So they add up to either 21, if it's 1 through 6, 24, if it's 2 through 7, 27, if it's 3 through 8, or wait, no, I'm going off by 6 each time. 21 if it's 1 through 6, 27 if it's 2 through 7, 33 if it's 3 through 8, or 39 if it is 4 through 9 as illustrated. Now, we saw before that here it can be most 24, and in fact from this reasoning in the second and third column it most 23. So the sum is 21, and this is 1 through 6, leaving 7, 8, 9 out to dry. Sum is 21. This slightly constrains these 3's, but not very much. It could constrains these 5's hardly at all, because on the 5 cells among 21 your average is 4 and change. And I guess it constrains these 4's even worse, even less. This digit touches 3 digits. What happens if a digit has 3 neighbors? Well, it's not 9 or 1. I think that's about all we can say with confidence. One of them is higher, one of them is lower, and one of them is either higher or lower. Six through 1 in the center box. Do we have difficulty if this is a 1? Surely, yes. Then the most this could be is 3, 5, 7, adding up to 15. Now we need to add up to 21. So the lowest this could be is 5 with 5, 7, 9. Which means the lowest this can be is 3. Three could still be adjacent to 1. 1 does not need to be far away. If this were 3, then this would be 5, 7, 9. This would necessarily be 8. And these 3 would add up to 13. Could be 6, 4, 3. In fact, must be 6, 4, 3. Yeah, okay, so this would be 5, 7, 9, 8, 6, 4, 3. Is that a contradiction? I wonder. This adds up to 21 or less. This contains none of 3, 7, 8, or 9, under the hypothetical that this is 5. But that seems fine. I mean, if you had 9, so obviously this is not correct. This would be 8, 7. But you could just as well make this, I don't know, 8, 6, 7. That looks quite consistent with the data we have. Should I revisit the top row in light of our new knowledge that the blue line segments are 21? These are at most 44, if there's no 1. These are at most 24. 24 plus 44 is 68. We've already exceeded what we need to get thrice 21. So this does not seem fruitful. Perhaps the minimums are too low. I mean, yes, they are. This can't be low. I mean, I guess we can look at the minimums. Wait, no, if these already exceed 21, then these could be 1, 2. I think we're fine. If we take the minimums, we will be well below 63. So again, there's no constraint. There's no simple constraint by looking at them row-wise up there. Is it possible for both the maximum and the minimum in the top row to be in the interior of the blue line? Yes. Okay, that's not a contradiction. It does feel like this is the most constrained point on the grid. We have a digit that must be low next to a digit that must be high with a difference of at most 2. But we found that 3, 5 was perfectly serviceable. The opposites in the central ring add up to 7, for whatever that is worth, because we know the ring up to rotation and reflection, and those don't change what opposites add up to. I mean, so I guess I know this is 1 through 4. Maybe that is my next point. This is 1 through 4, so this is 6 or less. But that's hardly constrained at all. We know the average of those 5 numbers is 4.2. So having this number be 6 or less is not an issue. This could be 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. And then you have some nice high digits over here. It's all groovy. This digit sees all 3 of its, or the 3 neighbors of this digit all see each other and therefore must be distinct. So this is neither the highest nor the lowest among those digits. which does not stop it from being the highest or lowest in its row. I'm increasingly thinking that 579 is the solution down here, but it didn't feel very constrained when I was writing it out. Three digits add up to 21. What can they be? Let me enumerate all the possibilities. 579, 678. Those are the two that use 7. And then if we have no 7, we can do 17 with 4. 9, 6, 6. Are those all the possibilities? If you have a 9, the remaining digits have to add up to 12. There's 2 ways to do that. If you have the known... Okay, so these are the 3 ways to make 21 with 3 digits. And this is one of them, and this might be the same one. And 489 is not one of them, because the 4 has to touch either the 8 or the 9, the way they've been drawn. So certainly this has a 7, this has a 7, and this has a 7. And here, surely this digit is 6, 7, or 8. If it were a 5 or 9, it'd be touching the other 5 or 9. Yes, I suspect this is not going to be 5, 7, 9. This would be 6 or 8. 5, 7, 6, 4. 2, 1, 3. Okay, 5, 7. If this is 5, 7, where can 9 be on this? 9 must be here. 5, 7, 9, 8. 17, these add up to 4? No. Yeah, I think this cannot be a 5. Maybe the easier thing to do is disprove this from being 6, 7, 8. If this is 6, 7, 8, the order the 3 are in is unconstrained. This can't be a 3. No, that's not easy. I think we can disprove this from being 5, 7, 9. If this is 5, 7, 9, we must have 7 in the middle and 5, 9 pair. This is 5. Where does 9 go in this row? Not here. Somewhere down here. The 9 must be touching an 8 and a 7. It could be 9, 8, 7. So 9, 8, 6, 6, contradiction. Let me demonstrate what I'm talking about. Okay, if this is a 5, this is a 7, this is a 9. There is a 9 somewhere in this row since it's not here. And you can pretty quickly reach a contradiction if you try to put the 9 anywhere out here or here, because that makes this a 6 and that makes this a 6. Okay, so in that case the 9 must be here, so there must be an 8, and we now have a contradiction here because we have 3 digits adding up to 4. So certainly this is not a 5. What if we do the alternative? This is an 8. We go down to 6. We have 14. 3 digits that add up to 7. And that makes a difference bigger than 2 no matter how you slice it. So certainly this is not going up to 8, it is going down to 65. But this feels like it is not going to be a contradiction. Like you could do 5, 3, 1, 2, 4, 6. This is 9. That, oh, 9, this adds up to 12. It's not going to work. So it's not 5, 3. Certainly not 5, 3, 1. It'd be 4. Where is 8 in this row? 8 will end up here. Where is 6 in this row? Well, 6, 4. 8, 7, 5, 6, 4. 3, 1, 2. Something like that. Now this is already 15, so this adds up to 6, but this has to go up. It's not hard to rigorously prove a contradiction here. Maybe I can constrain this cell independently of the other information we know, and then combine that information. This cell is very close to all 3 of its neighbors. So it has to be close in value to the 21 divided by 5, which is to say 4. If this cell were a 6, let's just ignore these pencil marks for a moment. If this cell were a 6, its neighbors could be at minimum be 4, 5, 7. There's already 22 even without this number. So this is 5 or less. If this were a 5, its neighbors could be at minimum be 3, 4, and 6. This ends up to 18, so we need 3 more. Well, we're going to do this, right? So this cell being a 5 is barely possible. This cell being a 1 is certainly impossible, so it is 2 through 5. This cell being a 2 puts it next to 1, 3, 4, which adds up to 10, and then the 5th digit is not getting you to 21, so it's certainly not a 2. Probably we can show 3 impossible. But let's maybe go back to showing 5 is impossible. If this were 5, no, we have a valid structure with 5. And this cannot be 4 because it's opposite 3. If this were 1, it's opposite 6. That's fine. Maybe 5 will end up being correct. 5, 4, could be 6, could be 3, could be 2. This could be 6 or 8. Can this be 4 leading into 7? No. No, I want this to be 6. 4. Okay, so this has to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, leaving this to be 3. I think we get a contradiction with 5, but I'll forestall that from assuming this is 5, 7, 9 in the upper left. We'll leave that be for a moment. 3. If we're touching 1, 2, I think we run into problems. Because 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5 makes 11, and then you need 10 here. Very well. most this can be is 9 plus 5 is 14, making 7. So if this is a 3, it must be 5, 7. Now this is obviously not going to be a 2. It must be this. If this is a 3. 2, 1. Right, that's a problem. Let us repeat this reasoning with greater confidence. If this is its 3, if the neighbors were 1, 2, and then anything, or 1, 2, and the most we can have here is 12 plus 6 is 18. No, it's definitely not 1, 2. If it were and 1, 4, or even 2, 4, 2, 4 is high enough. So this is the absolute highest you can make using 3. You have 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 7 is 21. But you have the freedom to alternate the top 2. So let's do that, because we need to get up to 6. And then the 2 cannot be next to another 3 or 4, so it must be next to a 1. And then this has nothing it can be next to. Okay, so we know for sure this is 4 or 5. Now let's return to disproving this scenario. 7, we know for a fact this is next to 5, 6, or 8. 5, 6, or 8. If it's 8, how do you get next to 4 or 5? Right. Okay, so this is 5 or 6. Now maybe we can disprove 5. So if this is 5, this is 4. Actually, I feel more like disproving that this is 5. Okay. If this is 5, this is 6. 5, 6, 7, 9. We cannot get back up to 8. That's impossible. 5, and then in some, this has to be 3 or 4. This has to be 3, 4, or 7. So the minimum that we could be looking at is 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, which is 18, which would make this 3. But that contradicts already having a 3 in the box. So this is not 3, 4, this must be 7. Now this right here is 18, leaving 3 for the remaining 2, which is impossible. Okay, so if this is 9, 7, 5, then this is not a 5. That makes this a 4, and that's a 5 or a 6. 4. This has to be 2, 3, 5, or 6. 2, 3, 5, or 6. If we add up 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, we get 20. We want 21. So this must be 1 more than whichever number is missing. If the missing number is 2, then we get 2 3s in the box. If the missing number is 3, we get 2 4s in the box. So we definitely have a 2 3 pair. So that makes this a 5 or a 6, and this is 1 greater. And that's a contradiction, right? Does this add up correctly? 2, 3, 4 is 9. 21 minus 9 is 12. So these have to add up. I said 1 more than the one number is missing. This is a 6. Now we're missing is a 5, and this is a 5. If this is a 5, then we're missing is a 6, and this is a 7. Okay, now this is a contradiction. So we have 2, 3, 4, that's 9. What is missing is 12, and the only way you can make 12 when you're not using a 4 or 3 is a 5, 7. If this is not a 2, 3 pair, we're storing that. Then we have a 5, 6 pair. This is 4, 5, 6. That's 15. We leave 6 behind, and that can be done with 2, 4. Right? You can't do 6 without using either 4 or 5. Okay. So with this whole route is a contradiction. Thank goodness. 6, 7, 8. We need to be 2 away from 6, 7, 8, which is 4 or higher. We also need to be 2 away from 5, which is 7 or lower. I suspect the next step is to resolve box 2, but I don't really desire that. I want to show that this is 5, 7, 9. Could this be also 6, 7, 8? Then we have no 6s, 7, or 8s anywhere in this box. In those, because that's 6, 7, 8. Now that means there's no 9s in the lot, which means they're all 5 or less. If these are all 5 or less, then the most they can be is 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2, which is 14, which is very much not what I want. So we know for sure this is 5, 7, 9, and therefore this is 5, and this is 7, 9. Obviously this is not 9. Sorry, 5, 7, 9. So this is 7. This is 5 or 9. This certainly can't be 5. Sorry, it can't be 9. So this is 5, 7, 9. And what I had before was in fact correct all along. Now 9 and 7. This must be 8. This has to be within 2 of 8. So it's either 6, 7, or 9. If we go up to 9, we get 7. That's 24. We've already exceeded it. If we go down to 7, then this is at most, this is 6, we get 21, that's impossible, 6, and this is 2 away, this is either 7, 4, 7 or 4, 14. 14, we need 7 left, so this would be 4, 3, this is 6, and we have a 7, 8, okay. Now, this could be 6, 1, this could be 3, 4, or this could be 4, 3. Seven or 8. Well, this can't be 6 anymore. This can't be 4. And what are we left with? If this is a 7, I think 7 is going to work poorly, because that makes sense of 5. We've already hit 12. No, this is the one that works, right? Okay, what if this is 4, 5, 7, 8? No, I go back once again. 5, 7, 8. Now this is 12 already. The line sums to 21. We need another 9. We need another 9. If we have a 6, we'll get a 1, 2, which very much doesn't work. So therefore they must be 2, 3, 4. The 2 is not adjacent to the 5. So the 2 is down here. 2, 3, 4. This has to be 1 through 4, but not 2. Which means this has to be 3, 4, 6. Sure, I'm just going to leave that there for a moment. 3, 4. We are never going to get back to 9, so 9 is over here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 in some order. Certainly this is not. Oh, this could be 1. This could be 3, 1, 2, 4. So the most this could be, if it's missing the 3, is 7, making this to be 14, which would make this 6, 8. And this is 4. 2, 1. I mean, that all looks like it works. So, and that was assuming this was a 5. So let's try 4. 4. I think we quickly run into a contradiction here, because where can 8 and 9 be on this row? The 8 has nothing lower than that. And so the 8 is here, and that makes the 9 go nowhere. Okay, so this is a contradiction. So we get 5, 7, 8, 7. I said before this has to be 2, 3, 4. Why does it have to be 2, 3, 4? It adds up to 9. It doesn't have a 5. And 6, 1, 2 fails pretty quickly. And then, of course, the 2 is here, and not here. This is going to be the 9. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, but missing one of the digits. And then the most this can be is 1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7, missing 14. So the least this can be is 14, which could be 6, 8, 5, 9. So these are 5 and higher. If this is 1, 2, 3, this is 6, and this adds up to 15. 1, 2, 3 with 15, this could be 3, 5, 10, which is impossible. So this is certainly not 1, 2, 3, so this is 1, 2, 4, 7 does in fact add up to 14, and it has to start with 8, 5 or 6, and that makes this a 4. So it could be 4, 5, 9, which doesn't work, or 4, 6, 8, which does. Okay, let's just put in a few completely useless pencil marks. As it is time to venture into the middle. This has to be 1 or 3. It cannot be 4, 5, or 6. 1 or 3 must be opposite 4 or 6. This is 1. Then it is 1, 3, 5, 6, 4, 2 that is possible. If this is 3, then it's either 1, 3, 5, impossible, or 1, 3, 5. If this is 3, this is 4, and you can't finish the cycle. Because 3, 4 leads up to 6, 5, and then how do you get back to 1, 2? Okay, so this cannot be 3. So this is 1, and it must be next to either 3, 5, or 3, 5, and because of this 3, it has to go this way. I think that doesn't help us up top. Okay. These definitely are worthless pencil marks. There's no sense in them. This is 2 or 6. If this is 2, then this is 3, 4 in some order. That makes 9. 9, and then we need another 12. So it could be 2, 3, 4. But how do you get to 12 here? You can't have a 9. You'd have to do 8, 4. We already have. Yeah, there's an 8. There's a 4. Yeah, if this is a 2, we're next to 3, 4. Next 9. Yeah, so this is 6. 6. Well, this cannot be higher than 6 because there's, well, it could be 8. I suspect 8 is going to very quickly run into a contradiction. And then this is 4, 5, 7, 8. So if this is 8, we have 14. Oops. I didn't know that that was a thing you could do. My bad. If this is 8, we have 14. We need 7 more in the box. This would be 4, 1, 2. I don't know how you're doing 1, 2 with an 8. So this is clearly 4. This has to be 3. That's the only thing that goes in that square. No 5, no 6, no 1. This has to be 1, 2, or 5, which makes it 1 or 2. 3, 4, 6 is 13. We need to add, the remaining 2 have to add up to 8. So it could be 7, 1. And that's it. Now this is 2 or 3. I think 2 is not going to work. There's no 4 in this lot. So I think it has to be 3, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Okay. If this is 2, we'll go up to 3, right? Because you can't go up to 4. 2, 3, and the highest these can be is 1 and 5. That adds to 11. So this is not a 2, it is a 3. Now this has to be either 2 or 5. If this is a 2, I mean this is madness. This is a 5, we have 8. Then we need to just add up to 13, which is a 6, 7 pair. Okay. Well, we finished the line and now it's just Sudoku. So, what's there to say? Let's just do it. 5. 2. 4's almost uniquely determined there. 7, 8, 9, 6. 5 and 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, 3. In this column, we still require a 1 and a 9. 1, 2, 3, 5. That's 9. This must be. No, we have 8 already. 3 we lack. And 5 and 9. And 1, 8. 1, 2, 5, and 7. Well, I know where the 7 goes. We again have a 1 and a 4. 2, 8, 9. No 8. No 9. Other order. 1, 1, 5 pair. 6, 9 pair, which is resolved quickly. Not quite sure how I had an 8, 9 there when it seems to have been staring at us. And not long now. What do we miss? A 6. Okay. A little unsteady to start, but we got there in the end.